Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Solo Leveling. We're now on season 2, episode 4, which is called I Need to Stop Faking. So my guess is that maybe this is reference to the fact that there's just too many people who figured out that our guy, Jinwoo, is not exactly your typical hunter by any stretch. Every time he tells people he's an E rank, he goes and does something that an E rank should not be able to do. And yeah, just the red dungeon, I think, is pretty much what sealed the deal. So I'm curious to see what exactly that means and who he might be trying to convince going forward, or even how the guilds are going to handle it, because we now know that Jinwoo and the guy from the other guild are both actively trying to recruit Jinwoo at the moment. So we'll have to see what he chooses in the end. But either way, I'm excited. So let's jump into this episode. Just before I do, though, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know when I drop episodes, there we go, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I'm going to be talking a little bit quieter here just because, long story, but I just got to keep the volume down a bit in this this recording. So it's not ASMR, just being mindful. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
あの城に行ったおかげでかなりレベルが上がった。だが、公的な俺のランクは E 級。
Yes,
上級のレイドには参加することすらできない。
that's true. What do you do?
くだらない演技はもうやめよ
But will you test higher?
う。ランクの再審査を受ける。
Okay. And when you come up as an S+, what are you going to do then?
さて、今日はどれだけの人材を確保できるかな。
It will be interesting.
あの人は見るからに A 級。
Okay, Judgy. You're probably wrong.
なんとしてもハンターランクを取って稼いで、その金で別れた妻と娘と一緒に。
見て
I
くださ
think
い。
your problems go deeper than ranking as a hunter, bro.
E 級じゃなければ食べていけますよ。
Damn.
E 級じゃなければ。
I mean, you know that was the truth, bro.
それでは測定方法は以前
Put
と
your
同
hand
じ
on
で
the
すの
ball.
で。
Don't shatter it. I'd cackle if he's still an E.
あれエラおかしいな。
You're too high to rank for the system.
この機器の測定上限を超えているということだ。
Higher than an S.
この人はこの
Oh,
国で10人
with
目
the
の
first 9.
S 級だ。
Okay, that is an S rank. Gotcha.
過去と照らし合わせ現状のデータを算出しています。
Right, I kind of forgot all about the island.
ロビーの方が騒がしいですね。
魔力測定を受けた覚醒者が騒いでいるのでし
The
ょう。
way Jinwoo just cannot not create a scene.
何の騒ぎか気になるので。
It's not your guild, bro. Go find something to do.
あの人に再度お越しいただけますでしょうか。
目の S 級。
わかりました。
He's like, okay, whatever, bye.
あとは先に声をかけて。
He doesn't want to talk to you.
どうされました？おい、あれ。
Oh, he can sense them.
ジェ・ジョイン。
The way it's gonna be a fight over him.
騒ぎのわけはこれか。はじめまして、ハンタースギルドの代表。
Sure, sure.
入るギルドはもう決まっていますか？
Nope, not
も
doing
し
it.
よろしければ、この後少しお時間を。
No,
すみませんが
thanks.
急ぐので。
代表が断られた。
It's kind of hot.
ハンタースのチェ・ジョインだって名乗りましたよね。
はい間違いなく。
ベク社長。
社長。
そういうことですか。
Everybody wants him.
見つけた。彼がレッドゲートを攻略した
Look at your
部外者
deduction skills.
よりによって一番知られたくないやつに。
Yeah, it's too late, bro. Secret is definitely out. Cat all the way out the bag. It's not gonna be hard to track him down, though. Jinwoo has one
今
address,
に
and his
目を
mom,
覚ましそうな顔してるの。
kind of a liability.
俺が監視対象に。
犯罪者とは別の意味で、ハンターを取り締まることができる唯一の存在です。
And what incident would that be?
会いたがっている方がいます。
Not the man in the shadows, please.
はじめまして。
Did you say
ハンタ
so?
ー協会会長のゴンヒと申します。
Great.
S 級とされたも同然なのです。それは猶予期間です。こうして我々があなたのような人材と接触するために、
Oh, the real test.
しても大型ギルドの収入と名誉に目が向けられてしまう。ぜひとも我々の仲間になっていただき
Thank
た
you.
い。
I'm busy.
中でも重要なポストを用意しましょう。守るハンターです。そしてその中心にいるのが
Right, right, the
五
five
大ギルド。
guilds.
しかしあなたがいずれかに所属すればそのバランスは大きく崩れる。
Oh, really?
爪の勢力としてこの国になくてはならないのです。
だから教会に。
Really?
それにハンターとしてもすごい。 この国初の S 級
Oh,
覚醒
that's
者
who you are.
死ぬ気でレベルを上げてきた俺とほぼ同水準だ。
Well, I mean, he started there.
この提案を受ければ俺の人生は。
But will it still be your own?
すみません、お断りします。
Good man.
俺は戦いたいんです。
それはモンスターと戦いたいという
Sure, sure.
意味ですか？ということだ。彼の目に嘘はない。
He said what he
こ
said.
のような感覚は何年ぶりだろう。
Dude, don't go falling in love with him now. You're too old.
わかりました。無理強いはできません。
Appreciate that. Respect it.
この後の予定はすべてキャンセルしてくれ。
Oh,
この感情を邪魔されたくはない。
all right. Bro's like, I'm just feeling this high. Leave me alone.
彼は酒が好きだろうか。
I don't think he's got time for that.
直さなければならない。立ち止まってなんていられない。
Sound logic. Quads, though. That's what you get. That is what you get for threatening a man's kid. Count your blessings he didn't end you.
イルファンソンという男、彼は本当にモンス
Are
タ
you
ー
gonna
な
lie
の
and
か？
say that's what happened?
間違いなくあれはモンスターです。
Sore loser, just like your brother.
曲が追っている。しかし、君を倒すほどの男を
They
捕らえ
said,
られる
you
か？
too weak, bro.
絶対に俺の家族に近づくな。お前のために言っておく。
That's how you get sunned, sir.
バレられないと
Even death won't save you from me. Can you write that down?
逃げられない。
That's hot.
この俺を脅しているつもり
He
か。
said I'll reach for you through the depths of hell.
奴をひねり潰すためのアーティファクトが。
Oh, you need an artifact now, huh?
ハンターの数が増えた現在、ネットでのオークションでも当たり前になったが、装備は完璧にしておきたい。ストアには納得のいくものがなかったし、
You probably find more in whatever your fancy key dungeons are, bro.
問題は E 級の俺がこれを持ってることだよな。絶対に出所を探られる。
Tell them none of your business.
不正登録の可能性は？
How?
入退院を繰り返してよくぞこ
This
こま
dude
で
is
耐えた
totally in
も
love
のだ。
with him. This is hilarious.
報告によりますと、ソンハンターは採掘チームに入ったそうです。
採掘チーム？
He said what he said.
本当に捉えどころのない青年
Yeah.
だ。
You don't know him.
ありません。
So much flair. Wow. So impressive.
これで周囲の敵は大体片付けられたはずです。先に進みましょう。
もうダンジョンボス以外も倒してきたのか。昨日すれ違った時には強いオーラを
I
感じていた。
mean, he did say he was ahead of a whole guild.
実力も折り紙付きのようだ。
お、出てきたぞ。ハン
He'll
タ
sense you,
ースの
bro.
ナンバー2が。
Oh, oh.
ハンタースの副ギルドマスターにして、
Your other S rank friend.
あれほどのオーラを放つ人はこの世に何人いるだろうか。
Why don't you go talk to her?
何かしら今の強い気配。
That's your future husband, but don't worry about that.
攻撃隊が終わって、ようやく採掘チームと回収チームの出番だ。
Let's see if this turns out to be a simple mining operation, because we all know with our guy Jinu that things just never go according to plan.
試したくなる。実際の A 級ボスの強さがどんなものか。
Now, Jinu, didn't we come in for something simple?
さっさと進みましょうよ。道が狭いのにバーッとされちゃいや、ご自分のペース。
Period. Homie said I did not work out just to have you talk down to me. Thank you.
力が半端じゃないんですけど。
What, because of my man Lift? You can't be any rank in Lift? It's like, now that you're all gone, I can actually act the way I need to. It's weak act.
このチャンスを逃すわけにはいかない。約
sure
1
you're
時間
alone?
の自由。少しだけ見てこよう。
The way he's running like a excited schoolgirl.
倒せばゲートが閉じてしまう。ハンタースに莫大な損害が出ることも。
Yes, let's not be selfish.
ちょっとつついてみるくらいに。
Okay, Jinu, I'm
そ
not
こで
liking
何を
this.
しているんですか？
Thank you.
そこで何をしているんですか？
See, that's why she's your future wife. She had to check you before you wrecked yourself. And by wreck himself, I'm not talking about the actual beast. I mean, obviously, Jinwoo could probably take him down, but you heard what he said. It would close the dungeon if he does, which means the mining operation would get canceled, which means all those poor, hardworking blue collars would go home with less than what they deserve. So, yeah, good episode. I like it. The cat's now out of the proverbial bag, and I feel like that's the right thing to happen because, you know, as I said at the beginning of this video, it's kind of futile for Jinwoo to keep trying to hide what he is because, as we see, he even gives off a powerful aura, which I'm not sure if he's able, I don't know, well, it looks like he can turn it off to some degree because we saw that he just hid it from Chaein, but by and large, I don't think he's always paying attention, and the point is I think that there are probably S ranks that are astute enough to figure out that he had more magical energy coming from him anyway. So all that to say that it was going to get harder and harder for him to continue trying to lie and pretend that he's weak, and the thing is he can't, right? We see that if he sees the opportunity, either if it's in the case of protecting himself, protecting somebody he wants to protect, or simply wanting to level himself up, Jinwoo really doesn't have the ability to stop himself. So it was going to come out, and so at least he did it somewhat on his own terms. I mean, he was already kind of 80% found out anyways, but retested, he is now an S rank. I wasn't sure if they'd be able to measure him at all, and I was right. Like, I feel like there probably isn't anything to measure him at this point, but it's nice to know now that we know there's, I think they might have told us in season 1 actually, but there's 10 S ranks now, including him, and we found out that Chairman Go was the first one, and he's supposed to be 80, which obviously being that strong magically is doing wonders for his aging. But anyway, as we predicted, he is a hot commodity. All the guilds want him. You know, he's that guy. He is him, and that's great for him, except, you know, he's saying he doesn't want to join a guild, and we think we all knew that, right? I mean, obviously being in a guild is, yes, security as far as job and salary, but Jinwoo knows that it will restrict him in ways that he's not prepared to have right now, and also that being in a guild means being under people's under people's rules, under people's scrutiny, and he still hasn't told people about the program and this whole secret thing he's got going on with the computers and the trainings, etc. And, you know, even though, like, I don't think he's gonna escape scrutiny at this point, at least at this point he can still have a little bit of autonomy because he's not tied to a guild, and he doesn't have like a higher up outside of the Hunters Association at large to have to answer to. So understandable that he's not wanting to join any of the guilds at this point. And I really like the exchange between him and Go. You know, we can see that Go is completely enamored with him because he just hasn't, I think it's been a while since he's been an S rank that, to his belief system at this point, is not looking just for money, he's not looking for glory, he's not looking for fame, he's just purely hunting for the sake of hunting. And I guess that's what Go must have been like when he started out. So he's seeing a kindred spirit in Jinwoo, and he actually kind of respects that Jinwoo doesn't want to be part of a guild at this point. But again, he's making the assumption that it's because of noble reasons, but we know as an audience it's because Jinwoo wants to continue leveling the way that he has been, and as I said, he can't do that if he's under guild scrutiny. So that's where he's at, and we see that he's basically working right now on leveling himself up to the point of being able to take on the final boss in the Hell Dimension so he can get the last piece of the elixir and hopefully wake up his mom soon. And I'm just kind of wondering how that's all going to work out with his dad clearly on his way to Japan. I am wondering how his dad's getting there though, because they didn't say where in the States Jinwoo's dad was, but let's hope he was on the West Coast. So it's a shorter trip. But anyway, we know that Papa is on his way home. And speaking of that, we saw Mr. Thug there. He got jacked up. By Jinwoo's dad, Ilsan, and I love that because that guy was way too arrogant, just like his brother was, and he needed to be sunned, and that was the way you sunned. Like, you saw that man didn't even do much. Ilsan didn't even smack him around that much. He basically gave him a little bit of a hit of the power, a little taste, then basically put his foot on his chest and said, if you come near my family, sir, there is not even the pearly gates nor hell nor anywhere in between will save you from me. My man said, God and the devil ain't got nothing on me if you come after my family. Like, that's a new level of threat. I'm actually impressed with that one, and I like it. So yeah, homie, you can tell he shooketh, but of course, you know, because he is a little, he's saying he's going to get his hands on a magical item that he thinks will level him up to the point of being able to take on Ilsan, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Ilsan didn't even give him a 10th of what he was capable of. But anyway, so that's what's going on there. And what else happened outside of that? Yeah, just at the ending here, we see that Jinwoo is going to try to find ways to cover for the fact that he's got a lot of artifacts that he shouldn't have. considering that he just retested, and he doesn't want people asking questions about where he's getting his artifacts from. So he went on this mining mission with the whole purpose of saying he found something in one of these higher rank dungeons. But, you know, as I said, he got tempted because there's a monster in this cave that he wants to, or this dungeon, I should say, that he wants to, as he said, just poke at. But there's no way to just poke at one of these things, right? You gotta finish it if you're gonna start it. And we see that he got stopped by Cheyenne, which, like I said, I'm glad that happened, because one thing I'm not loving is that Jinwoo seems to be getting a teeny bit arrogant, and yeah, that's when things start to go badly typically, right? And you become less likable. I'm all for him being confident, I'm all for him finding his footing as a hunter, but you know, him wanting to go and just, you know, kill this A rank dungeon because he can, when it's, like I said, it's gonna basically be bad news for everybody else who's on the job. Like, that's falling into the territory of getting a little too cocky, and yeah, we just don't need that right now. Nobody needs that. So we see that he got caught by Cheyenne. We'll see whether or not she picks up on that energy of his again. But I foresee some stuff here. I feel like these two may have a future. And honestly, I might just be pushing for it, because I don't like what's her name, his little sister's school friend there. I don't like that whole thing. I know she's got a little crush on him, but you know, she's a minor. Like, let's not do any of that. So anyway, we'll have to see how it goes. But that was a good episode. I'm excited to see how we're going to keep going here, and how my boy's gonna do with continuing to pretend that he's so weak when it's so easy, so tempting for him to show off. So that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.